against the will of most people involved, I am alive. So with that in mind, how about we do an art stream? I was not feeling up to snuff last week, in part because my asthma got ridiculously bad. So this week, gonna try and stream some things to make up for it. Might even do Marvel Rivals, even though I know I've been saying mostly gonna be focusing on art streams from here on out, but I am also doing what I want, so that'll be later in the week. Now in the week, though, art. Art. And you know, mayhaps friends stop by, mayhaps not. Oh, I'm sure I was gonna say I'll have a good time, and then I was gonna switch it to we. Then I was like, oh, well, Pig is here. That's almost a year. That's something like that, Pig. I'm gonna choose not to think about how long 72 months is, actually. But thank you. Thank you, Pig. Do appreciate it. Also, I should have. I did not put Twitch alerts on here. Oops. Well, that's something to do later. They're silent anyway, and I can see them right here. So, like, it's kind of chill. Oops. But yes, thank you for 72 months, Pig. Who did say, oh my glob, that's almost a year. Yeah, it's something like that. For sure. It's weird you've been, it's weird you've been sub for 72 months when this is only the second VOD I have. It's so weird. Weird that that's the case, but stranger things has happened. And I heard the last season wasn't all too good. So, walk a walk. Man, it'd be fun if I was better at making computer stuff, and then I could I could have people redeem like Statler and Waldorf in a corner, and they pop up and say something, say a witty comment, and then disappear again. That'd be fun. That being said, I'm sure plenty of Disney folks are not happy I'm using the public domain Oswald shorts in one corner. I'm sure they'd be even less happy to hear about me using the definitely not public domain Muppets in another one. But fuck them. Yeah, that's what I say. Fuck. Also, I just realized. Oh, you want to? Let me test something real quick. I'm pretty sure this is it. Oh, yep, there it is. It's Tria's birthday. Well, happy birthday, Tria, and thank you for the bit, Craig. I don't think Tria's here, but happy birthday to her. I'm gonna start drawing. Alrighty. But I think she would. Listen, Tria can be here. I'm not her dad. I think she wouldn't say no to an Oswald picture. Oswald is splooting right now. He is resting. I'm sure this is one reason I haven't really done, I had to redeem a while ago for Benny pictures, but fucking, here's the thing. Well, I'm pretty sure the bunny pictures I had up were ones I'd take naturally over the course of a day, but I definitely don't like doing ones where it's yeah, let me go take a picture of Oswald right now, because he, He's he's a bunny. He's so skittish. He just want to rest. That's probably why I like having rabbits as pets. Me and them have much in common in way of I have some energy. I'm gonna run around, and now is time. Now I sleep for 1,000 years. That's very me. So. Lord, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I've thought of some good stuff for. You think it speaks with a New Jersey accent? I mean, yeah, why not? I see no reason why he wouldn't. He's lived in Jersey his whole life, as far as I know. So, anyway, I thought of some good stuff for the for this upcoming comic story, and I'm gonna do some silly ones before we start like any kind of formal story arc. But like I thought of some more for the arc immediately after it as well, and like it's not all there yet, but I am getting there. It's getting there. It's forming in my head more than it was before, and I'm very much liking it. I just feel like I gotta hammer some things home, and we'll be all good. But you know, that's storytelling for you. I have to imagine like horizon line. What even is the horizon? Making comics is fun though. I don't know. Oh my goodness, that made me realize, because like I've often said, you know, I do the Wallop Brothers for fun. I try not to I try to make it good, but I try not to like really just kill myself over making each thing wildly perfect. But somewhat related to that, I've been working on my card game idea, which would definitely be a more high effort, high production kind of dealio in terms of both storytelling and what have you. I've been working on that, and I want to do like I do want to make it like a, you know, a story first, and then worry about whether or not anyone wants to play the game related to it afterwards. But I want to make the game good either way, you know. I want part of the reason for like part of the reason the story is enjoyable is because the game mechanics in magical game are like engaging and interesting. The problem is that would mean I'd have to like test my game and make it good, and like that's hard. And part of what makes that hard is that I have to make like test cards, even without doing all the art for like 150 something cards. I still have to make playing cards that serve the functions of, oh, this is that, you know, yada yada yada. And that was so I was like, I'll get around to that. And then today I found a phone app that not only will allow me to do that faster, it also doesn't use AI. So this is amazing news. This is big for the account, and hopefully somewhat soon I'll be looking for beta testers. Be like, hey, would you like to build a gun? Alright. I will say, I think I've talked about this before. That kind of stuff of like testing material. That's why I've never really gone with fucking, what's it called? Stand-up comedy. I would really, I would just rather do anything else rather than think of stand-up material. Bring it to someone and be like, hey, can I try out this joke on you? That sounds like one of the 9 circles of hell. So, and I mean, testing a game, especially one I will almost certainly have to be around for and participate in while people are testing it. It's not too distant from that, but luckily my hyperfixation and what have you is helping to kind of subdue any screaming happening in my brain. So who knows? Maybe I'll endure long enough to get an actual test session in and see what people think of the game and see what I can improve. I'm really not going to go that deep into it, because in terms of like testing and stuff, like some very, very just like, what's it called? I could hear you breathing.
Oh.
Either the music I was playing had a very odd sample, or I could hear you breathing into your microphone, so truly terrifying stuff.
You like it?
I mean, you know, I've had less pleasant experiences actually, so.
Well, there you go.
And there I go. So I'm actually gonna turn the music down a bit, so that Stealth is louder by comparison. Stealth, how are you doing?
Let's not talk about that.
Okay. How was your weekend? Or is that related?
Hey, weekend was okay.
Gotcha.
It's just what kind of came before and after.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm with that. I definitely was like, everyone's on crazy pills today. I mean, that's just... I don't know. I feel like, in a lot of ways, I feel like people just gaslight themselves. And I could end it there, but also, just like, I think people gaslight themselves into thinking everyone's not crazy sometimes. Because I think everyone's crazy, and I seem to constantly be corrected that. And then, like, as I go about my day, people I know will be like, wow, everyone seems crazy today. And I was like, today? So...
Yeah, today.
It's like, I think everyone's just always losing their marbles all the time. And we're all lying to each other, saying that that's not the case. I'm trying... Stealth, how do you hold a chef's knife?
That's Sanji.
Good point. I like the part where Sanji fought a guy who thought it'd be a good idea to use food against him. And then Sanji was like, I'm allowed to do anything I fucking want. Which is pretty good. Oh wait, is the new One Piece chapter out? Is it? Let's see. I heard about a thing that happens in it and it makes me very happy. So, no spoils though. For Stealth or chat. Stealth might have read it, but I won't talk about it definitely for chat's sake, so. You know, it could be that I'll still be streaming. Not like the same stream, but just like as a hobby I do. When like One Piece ends, and that would be wild, so. Also,
I feel like you probably will.
yeah, I hope so. And I hope I'll be successfully streaming at that point. So that'll be the difference. And also when One Piece ends, I'll be tying Stealth down to a bed for a while and just kind of regularly checking in on him. Hey, bud, you good? You okay? Unironically, I think the entire world needs to be on just like mental health watch following the conclusion of One Piece. Both because I have no doubt some people will probably be like, I didn't like it, but then also because the amount of people are just like, well, I just have to live until One Piece is over, is like, there's a lot of people. It's not a small list. So gotta keep an eye out.
I got 2 mithril slugs.
Yo, what are you playing?
Zombie.
Ah. Well, Stealth, technically it's not Marvel Zombies, it's Blood Hunt because they're vampires.
Yeah, well, fuck you, I can't read.
Fuck you, they're undead still, and I cannot read, so they are essentially the same creatures in the same comic.
Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna invite either of them into my house.
so
the difference is irrelevant.
I mean, the difference is one of them will probably try breaking down your doors, and the other one will be like,
Yeah, well, the other one will get shot. I mean, that one will get shotgun.
Fair enough. Silver in general, just good to be, even if it doesn't work on, you know, whatever monster you're fighting, probably just good to bring, because chances are on another monster will work. So it's like, it's a holy metal. So just pack it, and hopefully you don't waste it all on the wrong one. Save some of it. Stealth, what monster of folklore would you be most frightened to encounter in the woods at night? I must think of this also.
I mean, a lot of them I feel like I'd just die. So
for me, I know like Sinners is big and everything, but for me, I don't feel like it's vampires. Especially just being a shut-in in general. You know, I think it's just like, well, I'm the only one in this house, and I say you can't get in, so that makes things incredibly easy.
yeah, if I was caught outside the house, I would just offer like an infinite blood contract.
Yeah.
Like, I will be your supplier.
Well, that's called being like
just let me live.
Yeah, and then also it's like, well, also again, if we're going like very traditional, you could just cross a river, and then the vampire's like, fuck. Well, you can't find the nearest river to you and cross it for the sake of living.
Dude,
yeah,
I don't even care that much.
This is why you're getting tied to a bed when One Piece is over. So, yeah.
Yeah, my ears perked up for a second, then I realized what it was actually for, and it's kind of like a dog realizing that they're being taken to the bed.
It's like, I get a treat.
Oh, nice car ride.
But you don't like car rides.
Well, I don't like to drive myself, is the thing.
That's true. So
Easy mistake to make.
Yeah.
I get it.
So, question. If I was... Well, no. Because then you'd be trapped in a car with someone who neither of us know for an extended amount of time. And that doesn't really work out for anyone. So I was going to be like, so if I paid for your Uber somewhere, you would go? And the answer would still be no. Last time, when me and Stealth hung out last Friday, I kept asking him questions, as I tend to do, because I like to put my friends in funny situations. And Stealth just had to keep reiterating how much he doesn't travel, and I was like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep doing this. It's just truly the limits to which you don't travel It's just like, oh.
Ah, be help away!
Honestly, I'd probably go, like, if Stealth was like, Cahill, come visit, I'd be like, okay, why not? I'm sure I'll find other things to do on top of visiting Stealth in whatever location there is, if need be, but, you know. But in terms of, like, I will plan a trip and then also Stealth will be there, that probably won't happen, so. Stealth ends up in Cancun, Mexico, while I'm also there for some reason, so. It is unfortunate, because you are an enjoyer of anime, but no Japan, unless we take Japan and put it somewhere else. So, Cahill Comics, am suggesting a hyper railway across the world so that my friend Self can go wherever he wants without having to drive or fly or cross the ocean, I guess. You love what?
Jinjo.
Ah.
My Nightmare 70 boss is just Capwolf.
Oh.
Oh!
Is it Super Capwolf?
Yeah, considering one dash through killed me.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I was saying we would do Marvel. And also, I want to be so clear. I don't care what we do Thursday if you're there, Stealth, or whoever's there. We could do vampires, or we could do just regular Marvel matches. I'm good with whatever. I was just like, I haven't been playing Rivals with my friends lately. I'll play it. But Stealth did point out, it's like, he will be fully leveled up. He and Pig, at least, will be fully leveled up through rival vampires by the time Thursday rolls around. And I'm just like, well, listen, sir, I'm sorry. I'm doing things. I don't mean to, but I work and I draw and I cook a hot meal for you every night. So like, how do you know?
I don't receive it.
Well, yeah, you don't receive it, but I cook it for you. So like,
Then what's the point of the ritual?
Guilt tripping, mostly.
Well, it doesn't work because I haven't received the value to guilt trip.
Guilt tripping doesn't work on logic. You just do it. Make the person feel bad.
I don't know, I think I'm pretty logical.
That's fair.
Except when I'm not.
Hey, Stealth, question. This is like probably not a thing we'd do anytime soon. Have you ever watched a Star Trek?
No. I mean, not really. I've watched at it, but like never really made a concerted effort to watch it.
Gotcha. Would you ever watch a Star Trek?
Yeah.
Gotcha. With the one with Sir Patrick Stewart? Bald guy. Bald.
Oh no, I know who he is.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm bad. Listen, I say that because I'm bad with celebrities. People will be like, you know that guy, and be like, I don't. I know fictional characters. I do not know the people who play them. I guarantee you. And you want to know something? I found it's better that way. I think we should all adopt this, honestly, so. Because it seems like...
So when do we have a squirrel girl?
Is there any... You can't change heroes in that mode, can you?
Not that I'm aware of.
And can people join mid-match if someone quits out?
Not really?
Okay, then you have had a incredibly stealthy squirrel girl. Masked. I don't think. Here's the problem. I don't think I've definitely not drawn every part of the Wallop Bro ship. And I won't say that's on purpose. It's not on purpose. I'm like, I don't know how ships work, and it's supposed to be like a good one. So like, if I draw all of it and someone's like, well, that would actually be bad, I'd be like, fuck, man. Fuck. But then I have to look up how you draw ships. So.
For your pirate comic? Yeah, probably.
Listen, fucking, Odin knows a surprising amount about pirates, because, like, I was always surprised about that when I read early One Piece, but still. I'll say it, and, like, some people out there might get upset at me. I don't really like the Sunny's design. It's not.
No!
It's a good shit.
Take that back.
I preferred the Mary on several levels, so more realistic design.
Less than noble sacrifice.
Exactly. Heartfelt story to go with it, yada yada yada. Sunny's great. It is very good.
Fucking don't do that.
But it's not my favorite One Piece ship, and it's nowhere close to my favorite fictional ship, so.
Nope.
Stealth, what's your favorite fictional ship? Don't say two people.
Fringe.
Okay, that works. I'll take that. Yeah. Oh, the friendship is setting the sail. But yeah, listen, I do. I don't know. It's I like me a sailing ship. Cause they have intricate pieces to them, which, I mean, unfortunately, I then got to learn from drawing my pirate comic. And also, it's like, in general, any ship sailing the high seas, it's like a team effort to make it go forward, right? And I find that very cool. In terms of when it's mechanical ships, though, it's like, okay, several large men get below decks and start shoveling coal into furnaces. There will be no ventilation. You have to do this for hours on end. That seems like it sucks. Sailing ships, like, okay, everyone, get up, look at the ocean, learn to tie some knots, interact with the sea. It's like that. Well, that seems far more fun, going to be honest. Now, of course, I'm sure the sailors who sail them feel differently, because, like, by the time you got to, like, steam-powered ships, it was like, we're all dying from starvation and scurvy less, so these seem better. But you could have been not dying from starvation and scurvy for a while now. That the two do not have anything to do with each other. Stealth, let me ask you a Marvel Rivals thing.
Yes.
Do you think Kingpin will be a playable character anytime soonish following his appearance? No. Nah. You think he's just gonna stay a boss?
Yeah, I wanted him to be, like, the point for that map. And that would have been very funny, I think.
No, I agree.
That would have been a good idea.
I see the vision and I agree with you, but they said no, that's too much. And I think it's fine that they saved him to be a boss, but your idea was good. So
A little less than noble sacrifice.
what was I thinking of? But yeah, I honestly, I'm sure some people will be like, no, I want Kingpin to be a kid, but he's a guy. He's a dude. Honestly, him being a boss is kind of like, oh, wow. This kind of, you're hitting above your pay grade here, my guy. So, he's got him when it's done. I'm guessing. Oh, go on.
As long as our Moon Knights keep flying, I think we're okay.
Oh yeah. I'm guessing Nightmare 70 is hard.
Yeah.
How does it compare to the hardest level of Zambos?
I mean, at this point, it's just a battle of attrition.
Gotcha. I'd say that was kind of the case in Zambos too, so. Also, back to One Piece for a second. Something I will say, as much as I was surprised about, like, kind of legit pirate and seafaring, like, little tidbits included in early or One Piece for sure, because it's not even that later One Piece is bad about that stuff. It's more so that later One Piece is more, like, caught up in the world building and stuff like that, so, like, they're not going to teach you how a fucking boat works while, like, a bunch of wild stuff is happening. But, what was I thinking of? But, like, there's still not enough, like, ship action, IMO. It's always just like, no, we're going onto this island. The fight's going to happen on the island. There is no alternative. Fighting on a boat? You're insane. So, I wish that was more the case, but 'twas not meant to be. And don't go being like, well, there's still no, there's not.
There's not a cold.
Even if they started doing boat fights right now in One Piece, which would be wild for a lot of reasons, fucking guarantee most of it would still be non-boat fight focused conflict. That being said, both story arcs I've done in my comic so far have been on islands, but shut up. So, I'm trying. Also, the next one will be on the boat, so it's fine. I'm not a hypocrite. Stealth, let me ask you something. How much money would you need to be paid to go up and slap a hippopotamus on the ass?
Untold amounts of money.
Just can't be a number, just simply must be large as possible. Almost infinitely large.
Well, yeah, because I like 100% gambling my life here.
Chances of dying are high. Best case scenario is the hippo doesn't notice me slapping its ass.
Or likes it.
Or he's into it. He's like, oh! This is why it's so hard to give Stealth, you know, life-threatening hypotheticals. Because he's a reasonable person. And will not do life-threatening shit for laughs and giggles.
Generally, no.
You know, I was gonna ask you a thing, Stealth, thinking like, aha, here's a thing Stealth wouldn't do normally, but I've solved his problem with it. Except then I realized, like, no, wait, I'm an idiot. Because I was going to be like, Stealth, if I pulled up to your house and I was like, Stealth, I have a plane right here, let's go skydiving. I was like, see, you didn't have to go anywhere for that. No. I was like, see, he doesn't have to travel or do anything for it. So it's fine. And then I was like, oh, wait, Stealth doesn't like heights.
Wildly hate heights, though. And I thought you do this.
I do know that. I thought of like that's what that's how my brain works. I'm just like, we've done it, and then like a moment after I've had the thought of like, yes, mission accomplished, I'm like, wait, no, we fucked up. We forgot that. Damn it. So that one was particularly funny though, so I decided to definitely share with everyone present. Yeah, you know, I wasn't thinking about like this before when we were talking about it on Friday, but if you don't like the y-axis and if you don't like the x-axis, you really... That's just no travel, huh? That's I'm looking at this map and it's... I don't think there's anywhere to go besides that.
Man, go a place cars to go places.
That's true.
But I'm much more comfortable with ground-based travel.
That is fair. I feel it. I don't know. For me, it's like I like traveling. It's just I also like my alone time. So if I have plenty of alone time beforehand, I'm all chill to like go do a cool trip and do something. But you know, the kind of wiggle room and resources I need to accomplish that means I'm pretty limited in that. I need a good motivator and help in accomplishing it. But you're just like I don't like the experience of travel either way. So that's the ball game. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, and Stealth hates the journey. So have you've never been on a cruise?
7 million health left.
What's that?
Or like, no, it's not even 7 million. It's like 75 million. Ah!
I was saying before, like, when I was like, what genre of game is this now? Muso. Marvel Rivals has introduced a bunch of like Muso modes into it, which is pretty neat, all things considered. But also, I'm like, maybe I should try some like I could get what's it called? Age of Calamity. I could try getting that game, or what have you, because I feel like I've heard that's good, and I feel like I should try a good few, like, you know, well-reviewed traditional Musos before I'm like, how does a Marvel Rivals solo player stack up to this? Huh.
Oh.
Yes.
He just decided mid-air that he was going to change targets and aim at me.
Yep, that'll happen. For sure. Yeah, huh?
I'm tired of getting bunga cow, Grandpa.
Please. No more. The way you describe that, I could only think of like some Elden Ring bosses. And I was like, what would a Marvel game with Souls-esque combat look like? And I don't know, and I'm sure no one else does either. So I think the problem there is that Souls combat is in part built on your character being pretty limited in what they can do. And in a Marvel game, you'd want, like, you know, big flashy shit going on, so they are almost incompatible. Not saying it can't be done, but ironically, it'd probably be Deadpool who could pull that off best, because first off, his Lord icon does extra damage, and then second off, Deadpool does do flashy stuff, but in terms of like his base power kit, it's not dying, swinging swords, and shooting at people. So
You just want to hear how you say parry this, you feel casual.
I mean, I would also see that too. I would play a game with like Deadpool in a post-apocalypse, fighting a bunch of like, you know, weird Marvel spin-off shit, fighting the Maestro and what have you. That'd be cool. I'm just a nerd, is the thing. I'm a big old nerd. I was thinking of what I need to remember what made this exchange happen, and then I can talk about it in vague terms. Let me go back. It was like 30 minutes ago. All right. So I was chatting with a friend about stuff, and I made a reference to Epic the Musical, experimental album by Jorge Rivera's. That's his name. And in said reference, I mentioned my son and wife, and, you know, friend of me and Stell's, who I won't name specifically, was like,
Oh, I will.
oh my goodness. Stealth starts doxing friends live on stream. Anyway, I mean, it's not a dox. I'm just saying, this is a funny interaction. I just don't want to make a call out post about it. But anyway, you know, like they start talking about my firstborn, and I'm like, well, I wasn't planning to have one. And they're like, there could be an accident. I'm like, I don't think there can be. Like, I'm not. Listen, I get TMI.
I provided a rather elegant solution for this question.
I know you did. A sort of Rube Goldberg machine, consisting of bodily fluid, containing and consisting of bodily fluids. But I don't know. When I said I like my alone time, I wasn't exaggerating. I like to be in the place Squidward went when the time machine broke, you know? I like to be alone. So, accidents in that environment are wildly unlikely. And they're like, I don't know, man, it could. I was like, it probably not. Incorrect. That is incorrect, shoddy. Lord, I think about that one post of like, hey big boy, how big's that dick? And the response is small, leave me alone. Like, I think about that sometimes when people ask me how my day is going. They're like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, bad, leave me alone. But one, I wouldn't say that to a stranger, and two, they wouldn't get that reference either way. So huh?
And just whenever he just randomly decides to turn around and make his whole business my problem.
Is it still Cap?
Like, out of nowhere.
Is it still Cap Wolf?
Oh yeah, it's still going.
Gotcha. And he's got
like fucking billions of health.
I do remember you mentioning that, but I wanted to confirm. And you said that's the last boss of your Nightmare 70 run?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make sure. It would be cruel and unusual for that to be like happening, and then it's like, okay, rest of the mode, go on. Lord, related to all of this, leveling up and family dynamics, I've been playing Dragon Quest V on my DS. Stealth, do you know anything about Dragon Quest V?
No.
Okay. So, in Dragon Quest V, you start out as a child, right? And you're traveling with your dad. So, your traveling party is essentially you, your dad, and a cat you adopt, right? And like it's like sometimes you go off on your own, and you're not like defenseless. So like, you know, you're still doing RPG stuff, but when your dad's around, obviously he's a big badass warrior, and he like one shots everything, right? You go on some adventures, and then your dad gets killed, and you get kidnapped and turned into a slave for a doomsday cult for 7 years. Which is a time skip, but except you do see your dad dying, so there's that. Then
They could skip that time too, but they didn't.
but they would make sure you remembered that. So then that happens. You and a prince you were kidnapped with escape, and you're friends. But he goes back to his kingdom because, you know, he's got stuff to do. He's not an orphan. You're an orphan. And then you escape. You meet up with a childhood friend and you get married to her because the subtitle of the game is Hand of the Heavenly Bride. So you have a choice in who you marry. I chose the childhood friend. you travel some more trying to find some stuff your dad left behind, and then just recently I got to my homeland with my new wife, and then they're like, oh, by the way, your wife is pregnant. And I was like, this is a JRPG, what is happening? Why do I have a wife and a child? This isn't The Sim, this isn't Tomodachi Life. I wanted to fight monsters. Why do I suddenly have like why am I suddenly the patriarch of a family? It's a wild game. I am into it. It's just like not what I was expecting. Honestly, if you had gun to my head, if you had asked me to ask what the like subtitle meant prior to playing the game, I would have been like, oh, you're probably like rescuing someone else's wife, right? Because, you know, it's kind of how JRPGs go. But okay. I like didn't recognize the song that was playing, and I was like, Boop, boop, boop. How's the cap going? Slowly dying, maybe?
Yeah. He still fucking hurts, though.
I mean, well, that I had no doubt about. I did kind of assume that would be the going on until the very end. Does he just like straight up one shot you for the most part? So you're basically just
He basically whenever the timer runs out, he starts like one shotting.
Gotcha. So I'm guessing you and your team are mostly like just kind of trading, yeah. Poking, dying, running away, so that you don't wholly game over. Rinse and repeat.
Exactly. Another less than noble sacrifice. Oh. Moon Knight, you stay in the fucking air.
You stay in the air.
This bitch.
But yeah, wakapopo.
No way that he reached that guy there.
Was that a game over? Or is it just...
I mean, it's getting close.
Uh-oh.
Damn it, we finally hit sub a billion health bars left.
We were sub a billion.
Don't laugh, that's progress.
No, I know it is. But you have to admit it's funny because that's a lot of that. That's a big number. Lord, I'm already replaying some games right now, and it's like... I've thought before about, like, I should replay Kingdom Hearts at one point without people talking to me about it. And that's like... it's like that in Baldur's Gate 3. I just don't think it's gonna happen unless I am able to start doing like work from home shit and what have you, and just in general don't have to worry about a whole 9 to 5 on top of everything else, because they're decently big games. Honestly, it would probably be beneficial for many reasons.
Just got back.
Uh-oh. But yeah, to replay Kingdom Hearts, not just because for like gameplay reasons and being like, how do I feel about these games myself now, but also writing reasons, because like I've never really thought the story was like too complicated myself. Not trying to whistle or anything, but you know, that's a whole meme. So, It's more like, okay, but how do I feel about 3 finishing it off? Because I think it's okay. Not the best, not the worst. I'm trying to think. What's something that's typically made of gold? You know what? I'm just gonna look up what. Well, Sava, I don't know how to tell you this. That isn't necessarily true. Not all that glitters is gold.
What?
What? How could this happen? My diamond. Your diamond. Pink diamond. I love how I do like a kind of Peridot voice for that almost. It was Jasper that said that. So.
Because it sounds really whiny. And Peridot's
It
really
does.
whiny.
That is 100% what it is. Stealth, let me ask you something. In your opinion, you like a show. You like shows, historically.
Yeah.
Do you think it's better if, like, let's say your show has a twist, right? And you're like, okay, we're going to build up to it, you know, it's all written out, yada, yada, yada. And people, without any leaks or anything, manage to figure out, yeah. Do you think it's better to stay the course?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
But, okay, let me amend this. Do you think it's better to stay the course or not rewrite it, but try and pull a fucking Alex Hirsch and be like, I'm going to gaslight the community and thinking that another... Not change anything in the show, just gaslight the entire community into thinking something else? Or do you...
Alex Hirsch?
I'm not personally Alex Hirsch, and I don't think he's doing a show, so...
Okay, so no.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Just Alex Hirsch could do it the one time because he's cool like that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like, Alex Hirsch, like the Gen 10 starters. And I was just like, you know what? You make Gravity Falls, you get to do that.
You get a pass. You have done cool and base stuff in the past, so.
Yeah, that kind of buys you that like pass for a lifetime.
Frankly, I also heard
You can
it.
just do whatever, and I think you're dandy.
Would you ever watch? Do you know about Inside Job or no?
Huh?
Inside Job. I don't think it had as much of. It didn't really have like an overarching story for much. I'm pretty sure it was also Alex Hirsch though, and it was a comedy show he did for Netflix basically, which was about the idea of like all conspiracy theories are real, and there is a government agency whose job it is to maintain conspiracy theories.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I was about to say. So I think it ran for 2 seasons because they needed more. They needed more budget for Big Mouth. But would you ever watch that, or? Would you
What?
be like,
Hold on, go back.
okay.
What did they sacrifice that show for?
I mean, that's the joke. That's the joke. Is that Netflix has never been able to do more than like they have very rarely been able to make more than like 1 season or even episode of a good thing. But Big Mouth, the show about pubescent teenagers that is gross and awful, has run for like 7 seasons. So anytime something good gets taken off Netflix, they're like, they did this for Big Mouth because fuck it, why not? And like, I mean, they're wrong, but also they're not wrong. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
they didn't do this for Big Mouth. I know that for a fact, but also it is wild that
Funnier to say that it did.
yeah, exactly. Well, no, it's that, and it's also the fact, obviously it's funnier, but also it's the fact that like Big Mouth sucks, but you seem to be willing to keep that thing alive forever. And yet this dies for some reason. Okay. All right. So, So yeah, Alex Hirsch got kicked out of Disney because Disney hates fun nowadays, and got kicked off of yeah, got kicked off of Netflix because they needed more shit for Big Mouth. They say if you say Big Mouth 7 times into a microphone, you die instantly. So we're getting pretty close.
He just looks at you and then suddenly is in your face from across the stage.
Like he's just teleporting.
It's like a stupid fucking FNAF jump scare.
Yeah, he's Capwolf, the newest animatronic. Lord, I won't say all of the ones that were listed because there were only a few, and I like 2 of them and I don't like another 2. I won't say which ones. Anyway, but I saw a GIF earlier today about like online creators, and 2 of them were, and it was like describing their processes, and 2 of them were VivziePop and Scott Cawthon, and the VivziePop one was just a gif of SpongeBob like building stuff very poorly, like as he goes, and then the Scott Cawthon one was from a what's that Stealth, you know the channel where a guy throws eggs at stuff? You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Let me see.
You don't have to look it up.
No, I'm gonna... Okay, well, it was a guy throwing eggs at stuff. So...
Yeah, I get it from what you're saying. It seems pretty one note, but also so that people would enjoy.
Well, okay, wait, let me... No, because let me tell you about this channel. That's why I had to look it up. YouTube channel where guy throws eggs. How to Basic, that's it. But yeah. Looked it up because...
Whenever he just stands still, howls, and then suddenly is looking at you and in your face.
This is what it's like for a normal person to fight Captain America. Everyone's like, he's street tier, but then like...
Who the fuck says Cap is street tier?
Plenty of people say Cap is street tier.
Okay.
I know for a fact there are power scalers out there. I think Cap rules and is the best and would fucking win any fight just because he's determining and fucking inspire his way out of a situation, but I know for a fact people describe him as like just above human, so which that's lowballing it for sure, but
that's not very super.
No, it's not.
Why me?
What did I do specifically? Stealth burned our crops, poisoned our water supply, and brought a plague unto our houses. He did? No. But are we just gonna wait around until he does?
I would hope so.
Cue the Cap jump scare. Lord, someone with more talent than me, make the FNAF 2 Foxy jump scare, but with Capwolf. That'd be very good. I mean, I could 2D animate that, but do 3D, damn it. They're both 3D. No, but is he just gonna wait around until he does? I do need to get that for... Someone donate $100 to me so I can get the first season of SpongeBob on DVD. Thank you. It doesn't cost that much. And also, don't do that. Go donate to my friend, Fantastic Mr. P. He's cool and he deserves it. You can also donate to Stealth. So. Well, you're gonna need a lot of hospital bills after Cap's done with you, so.
Like, our squirrel girl thinks that she can give advice whenever she's done, like,
Are you...
about half as much damage.
Is she active? Is she in voice chat or is she actively using text chat?
Text chat.
That's wild. Like, I know she's probably dead while she's doing it, but even then, it's like, it's a fucking... The Marvel Zombies mode is, like, so chaotic, and you are literally describing a mode where you get one shot, so... Maybe her time would be better spent not...
Not getting one shot?
Yeah, well, that, and just, like, not shit-talking and trying to do damage instead, because...
She's like, kite him on the stairs! I'm just like, bitch, you have crazy movement options that I don't!
Who are you playing as against this Cap Wolf?
I'm Punisher.
I'm a guy! I have a lot of bullets, but none of them are silver. I can't afford that.
Yeah, I have smoke grenade whenever it wants to not absolutely fuck me over. And I have the rope, which doesn't work if I get even touched.
So, not doing great, all things considered.
Nope, but I've done the second most amount of damage.
Mm.
It doesn't matter.
Well, you could have done even more damage if you had kited him, obviously, so... Over.
No, I'm saving my extra damage for you.
That's fair. I was over on the stairs.
Run, Moon Knight!
For the love of Conchu, please!
Just stay a stupid fucking Conchucopter up there. He can't hurt you.
He's not street tier anymore, but he still can't fly, so that's fine.
Meanwhile, back at the Conchucopter. Ah!
Moon Knight isn't allowed to have a fucking flying license anymore. And if you know, you know.
Yeah, well, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
Stop that on the TV! He hit the Pentagon!
Okay. So maybe he shouldn't have one.
Okay, fine. We'll take it away from him.
No, I'm not fucking taking it away from him. Are you insane? You can do it.
You know, we did. You know, fuck, Stealth, this is why you should have listened to me, because we gave it to him. Now who the fuck is gonna take it away?
Oh, no. Well, now that's been given, I'm not taking it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I don't care which one of them he is. I'm not fucking with him.
Stealth, genuine question. You are not a comic guy. Would you rather, and to be clear, it's you, Stealth, and you have to go through, like, you'll get what I'm saying soon. You either have to go through New York or Gotham, and you have to be there and you have to fight Batman or Moon Knight. Who are you picking?
At least Batman won't kill me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Moon Knight, you do forfeit your life for the like, he doesn't kill everyone, but that's not even necessarily a good thing, all things considered, because...
And, like, I feel like if I surrender at the beginning, Batman will let it happen.
Yeah, like, he'll give you one hard smack and you'll go down. You'll be like, okay, thank you, Mr. Batman. Moon Knight will... Okay, I wasn't sure from, like, a very casual superhero guy's perspective how those two stacked up against each other, but as long as the general...
I think it was a reasonable assessment on my part.
Yeah, no, you're right. I like, because, like, they even make the joke of Rival. It's like, haha, Moon Knight's basically just rip off Batman, but I very much enjoy...
No, Moon Knight is rip off your face, Batman.
Exactly. I very much enjoy it. It's like, no, Moon Knight is crazy Batman. And if you're like, well, Batman's already crazy, it's like, yes, that's the
but no.
That's the problem. We have a major issue here.
why the Squirrel Girl even cares that we're dying at this point. Just keep doing as much damage as you can.
I was about to
alive.
say, like, if it's like, are we, is the strategy sustainable?
Health bar is going down.
Exactly. Do you get punished for dying at all, like, in like a
Not that I'm aware.
score or reward way?
I don't know or care, honestly.
I literally, the only thing I could imagine would be that, like, there's a achievement for doing any mode at certain difficulties deathless.
Okay, well, we're definitely not gonna get that.
Exactly, so... I look for sustainability in any strategy. That's why I usually don't use consumables in a Souls game. Because it's like, well, if I fuck this up and run out of these...
Oh, look, he used the ground pound on the stairs, Squirrel Girl. What the, you said he couldn't do that.
You said it was impossible. No, this can't be.
What happened, Doreen? You fucking replace your brain with those acorns?
Damn.
Oh, she fucking died on the stairs.
Well.
Up the stairs! Oh my god, wait, why are we using the stairs? Cap is an expert at stairs.
Cap, has you not seen the... I thought everyone who's playing Rivals at this point had seen the Live Arrow video. Cap is the stairs meta. If he's meta nowhere else, it's the stairs. Wait.
Also, seven levels lower than her has done more than twice her damage.
And they're not playing. So who is that? The Moon Knight or is it someone else?
That's the Squirrel Girl.
A different Squirrel Girl?
No, the same one. I've done 2 times her damage.
Oh, okay.
I'm 7 levels lower than her.
I thought you were saying someone else 7 levels lower had done twice your damage. So. Yeah. I mean, that's most online games, and definitely Marvel Rivals these days, of like, people love to talk and they don't without knowing anything. Lord, I just thought about work tomorrow. I want to play home and stay home and play video games, man. Cause like my new job's pretty good, and I literally talked about this before about like my new job's good, and I still would rather just be home. So I think maybe the solution is to find a living without a job. But anyway, fucking like. They still, like, I'm picking it, everyone's been like, you pick it up so quick, and I'm like, that's good. But they still tell me, it's like, okay, so we'll do training stuff this day, and I'm like, I just want to come in and get a paycheck, man. I don't know you, like, I try my best and everything, but I just want to go home and get paid. Please. I don't need any special, I want regular days. I would not like your special days.
I do appreciate the helicopter Moon Knight that knows the assignment.
Of just like stay alive. Yeah. I don't want to say he's carrying in the sense of like.
Oh no, he is.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Okay,
I wanted to clarify. I was like, I'm not saying he's doing everything. I'm saying he's literally like the little support beam at the bottom, where it's like if he stops doing that exact action, we all die. So if he fails to understand the assignment once, the Squirrel Girl has already lapsed in that already. So
we did it.
Did you?
Yeah.
That was a while. That was a big ass health bar. I'd love it. Like I do not have a big enough community for this. I'd love it if someone like had a health bar in stream, like, and like from the time where you're like, oh, it's a Cap Wolf to now, it was like slowly going down the entire time, so you could see like just how much health it must have had. Still, let me ask you this, because Marvel Rivals reminds me of the Kingdom Hearts 1 health bar. What's your favorite health bar in a video game?
Oh, Kingdom Hearts is pretty up there.
It is. I like the colors. And even the little... I like the colors one the most. The pips are pretty good, but... I'm trying to think of one that's, like, particularly special besides that. There's a few, I just can't think of any off the top of my head, honestly, right now. I like when video games have video game stuff in them. I'm not gonna lie.
That's weird.
What's that? I like video game stuff?
Yeah.
Lord, what was the... There was a game recently. I think a game...
Several, in fact.
Yeah, they're right. Oh, it's the Assassin's Creed one. I don't think Barry has played any of the Assassin... Well, he probably has played a few, but, like... He's not, like, big on them. But they were talking about the new Black Flag remake, and during like the talk about the new features, they were like a new level of immersion, and I was like, I just heard Barry strike his head onto a brick wall, just wildly upset. But it's Ubisoft, so fucking. I kind of want to get that, but also we'll see what Ubisoft is doing it then. If they've done anything particularly, you know, heinous. If they have, probably not. Not penis. I wish it was penis. Honestly, if more companies did penis, we'd be in a better place right now. So. We here at the Walt Disney Corporation would love to announce our first film featuring uncensored human cock. Please enjoy.
I don't know if that's that's the play.
That's the direction.
I don't know.
You think they could do other things that would, like, you know, improve the world before they got to that point?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, listen, you're not wrong, but also...
Maybe we table that one for a minute.
Maybe we put a pin in it. Lord, could you imagine? Like, fucking... Like, okay, here's the pic... Let me paint a picture for you, Stealth. This is what's happening. Endgame just came out, right? No one's gone and seen it. Like, they spent so much money getting all the big names and doing all they could to make it, like, the biggest movie possible. Not, like, there was never any chance enough people would see it, and no one saw it, right? And Disney is like, fuck, what do we do? So they have, you know, emergency board meeting, right? They're all at the big table, they're like, guys, numbers are bad, nothing's going right for us, and Endgame is bombed. What do we do? First guy to speak up is like, uncensored human cock in the next motion picture. And they all go, let's put a pin in that. So they literally put it up on the wall, right? They pin it on a post-it note. And over the
Whose is it?
who came up with the idea?
No! Who, like, what image did they pin on the wall?
They just put uncensored human cock written down on a post-it note and pinned it onto the wall.
I fundamentally misunderstood what you meant.
I pinned a human cock on the wall. Okay, so they take off the board member's human cock and put it onto the wall. And over the next few hours...
Just horrible archaic chanting.
Yeah. And over the next few hours, after that's done, they brainstorm really hard about how to improve the Disney image and really make things better, and just keep putting ideas on the wall. Right? They help. They pay everyone who works for them a livable wage. They you know, really improve, like, LGBT stuff, yada yada yada, all that. This takes years. Over the course of the next years, Disney has completely turned around its image to be a creator first household name that is once again the top of the line, right?
this is a weird future you've taken this to, but go on.
Okay, so they've done all that, and as they've done so, they start taking the ideas down. They realize that the last idea they haven't done is the uncensored human cock on the wall.
And they are finally the studio that can make it happen.
That's exactly it.
They've gone through the character art. They can do it.
This is the reward. And they're like, well, what? I mean, we've gotten this far. They're like, who, like, what should it be? And they're like, Mickey. It has to be Mickey's.
Oh boy.
I think that's funny. All right. This is my pitch for the SNL writing room. You guys aren't good either, but you know, I gotta get a job somewhere, so.
Sure do.
Stealth, what would be the first thing? You have to pitch funny idea because you've been hired at SNL for some reason. What's your first idea?
A baby duck that fall over.
I mean, it got a laugh out of me, so. Surely millions of Americans will feel the same as I do. A duck walks up to a lemonade stand, and the man on the sand. Hey, dun dun dun. Got any grapes? I never really eaten grapes, and I don't plan to change that. I like raisins, which I think more people find disgusting than grapes, but I can't help what my autism did to me. Don't judge. Stealth, raisins, yay or nay?
Meh.
Yeah.
No.
I was about to say, I'm gonna take that as an A. They do got the weird little, like, seed/root bits in them. From when they were wholly grape. Besides that, I like them. So, for me, it's... You just spit those out, and, like, that's... I think a lot of, like, grosser fruits than raisins are, like, you spit this part out, and it's like, well, that's not... We can't think of another way to do that. I was thinking, I'm not even gonna pitch this to Stealth as like a funny idea. I was just thinking not too long ago about the idea of a person who like eats an entire avocado in one go and then just slowly removes the pit from their mouth. I don't know what to do with that idea, but it came to me in a dream, so. Also, actually, speaking of food stuff, this reminded me of this. I shared this in Discord. Let me speak my truth on stream. I think most people are perfectly aware that the world at large thinks British food is gross and that they plundered the world. British food is gross and that they plundered the world for spices and then all of their own food turned out bad anyway. I would not necessarily disagree with that. Unfortunately, however, fish and chips does rule. Like, if you went to England and you're like, I'm just gonna eat fish and chips and drink beer, I don't think anyone would I think you'd be like, yeah, what else would you get? So... Still, say you were a traveling fella, right? In a alternate timeline.
I was a traveling fella.
You were a traveling fella?
Yeah.
When?
That's what you told me to say!
Oh, okay. You know what? You're right. That's on me. Anyway. But let's pretend you were a traveling fella in an alternate timeline. And...
I'd go wherever the roads take me.
Would you feel like the roads would ever take you to Britain, or no?
No, I'm not gonna go visit the Turf Island.
That's fair. Well, that's not fair. There are plenty of trans British people. It's just the one. Actually, I think isn't she from like Scotland or something? I don't know. Literally no one cares. I want to tell you something. The consideration I just gave that was more than she's ever put into writing, so it's like... Ugh. Lord, honestly, it's not funny and no one should talk about her, but also, conversely, how stupid some of that stuff is is kind of funny. And also, you know, when you think of that stuff, you can also just think of Daniel Radcliffe instead. And who doesn't like Daniel Radcliffe? He's a Radcliffe. I watched a video about shout out Bugfish with like 3 H's. She made a video on the Battle of Hastings. And it's like an hour and a half long, and I watched it. And then I showed it to Deja, and they watched it. And they liked it. So, Stealth, what do you know about the Battle of Hastings? Don't make a pun about being hasty. Were you about to do that? I promise not to cut off your puns in the future, but I saw that coming a while. You had to make more haste with it. I'm sorry. Anyway. Well, if you don't know, it was a battle in England in the, what's it called? In like the early thousands. Like literally like 1060 something, I think. And basically, this one guy, King Edward the Confessor, he died. And 3 different people thought they should be king after him. So... that went about as well as you might think. Stealth, let me ask you something. As an expert on the law, could you ever see yourself supporting a monarchy?
No.
No. Even if the king was like a super cool guy?
No.
No.
I'm okay.
I don't feel like that. I don't feel like it. And no kings for me, thank you. I realize playing and watching SnapQ play Dragon Quest, there tends to be like, you either have a super chill king who's really nice, or like an evil one who's probably not supposed to be king. And like, that definitely is the most simple version of that. Of like, you know, either you have a good king and everyone's doing good, or you have a bad king and everyone's doing bad. And it's like, well, I don't think it quite goes like that. But this is like, you know, these are very lighthearted RPGs for the masses, so we don't need to break down the monarchy for everyone.
Monarchy.
Monarchy. When your mom is the king. I think this year I'm going to get my mom a Happy Father's Day card just for shits and giggles. Happy Mother's Day. Where'd you even find this? This is like a month away. Yeah, well. Nothing's too out of the way for my mom. I gotta get my mom something for Mother's Day. She's like, I don't really want anything this year. And I'm like, that's fine. But still gotta get you a card and something to go with it, so... I will figure out what that is later.
Also, isn't that mom code for I actually want something, you better get it?
No, my mom will just tell us, which I appreciate, legitimately. Like, she will be like, hey, here's the thing I want, here's where you can get it. There's this one time, because my mom's always, like, going to Disney World. I know some people, especially Stealth. Well, no, actually, Stealth the most innocent in terms of this, but my friends at large would say like my mom's like a Disney adult, but that's not. She likes traveling and she likes going into the parks, so we have a bunch of Disney stuff around the house. Yeah. And there's this one time she was like, I like this painting, I wish I could get it. I was like, okay. And then like 3 months later, I got her that for Christmas and she cried. So she didn't say for me to get that, but she was very much like, I very much want this. And I was like, okay. That was like one of the few times where it's like she didn't tell me outright to get it, but I was like, oh, I'm getting it anyway. So I like getting gifts. I don't know about you, Stealth, but
The park.
I'd get you more gifts, but you're in Texas, and also PayPal, so that leaves Steam. So I mostly get stuff. I did get him some Digimon games he liked, so score 1 for Dylan. I know my friends. Dylan. I should watch. Well, I don't know. I got a lot of movies I gotta watch. I don't know if I should watch Predator, because I already like Alien. And it's, you know. I like to take
I heard there might be some sort of crossover.
I know, but that's the thing, right? It's like, I know there's good Predator films and yada yada yada, but like, there's good Alien films too. And I'm already watching those, so maybe before I go watch the other franchise, which is decently close, also about another killer alien that hunts down humans for shits and giggles. You know, maybe I should go expand my horizons a bit.
Zero Dawn.
I already tried that. Wasn't really into it. That's why. Also, hi, Trom. That's why I'm like, whenever someone's just like, no, I didn't like Breath of the Wild. And it's like, well, I've played other open world games, and I thought those were not that great. So I think Breath of the Wild is pretty neaterino. Not the Pokemon, just the concept. Man, I've said this to some extent a couple different times, but I'll say it again kind of more clearly here. Especially in Gen 1 and 2, which makes sense because they were pretty close together and, you know, all Game Boy Color, all that stuff. There was a good amount of Pokemon that were just like chunky kaiju. And that's a good ass aesthetic, which honestly didn't even endure into the 3rd or 4th generation. So, I miss that. I'm thinking Rhyhorn, I'm thinking Nidoking and Nidoqueen, Kangaskhan.
No, Nidoking's my guy.
Yeah, exactly. I think they all had, like, it's all the basic body plan for all those is like, let's make a very like almost teddy bear proportioned Godzilla. And you want to know something? That fucking rules. So. And like, you'll never hear me saying a bad thing about Salamence or Metagross, but they aren't teddy bear kaiju, so. I did love Metagross as a kid, though. I also kept getting him I'm pretty sure when I was a kid, I got Metagross mixed up with the Yu-Gi-Oh card Labyrinth Tank a lot, because they just looked similar to me. And if you're like, those things don't look similar at all, I was a child, so. Don't judge me.
You're right, they don't look very similar at all.
I think it's just they have like that body plan. I think I had like, let me see, did I have the Labyrinth Tank toy as a kid? Labyrinth Tank toy. Yep, I definitely had this toy as a kid. And let me see, where is it? Yeah, they just said it's that top bit of Labyrinth Tank. Oh wait. I had something about Labyrinth Tank as a kid. I remember it pretty well. And I did not. And listen, I love Duel Monsters. I'm not a big fan of the Paradox Brothers. Look at them. They're bald. but I don't know. I thought Labyrinthink was a Pokemon when I was a child. Because I was like, that's probably a Pokemon. It's not. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh monster. Stealth. I play Labyrinth Wall in defense mode. Your move.
I show you a junk synchron card.
Oh! I fall into the trap immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that figures.
I manipulate your life point counter to 0 while you're distracted by junk synchron.
Just going behind. You know what scene in Duel Monsters I think about so much? Stealth. You know Otogi, Duke, and Dice Duel Monsters? There's a
Dungeon Dice Monsters?
Dungeon
Yeah.
Dice Monsters. Yes, that. There's a scene. First off, Yugi has like a fun outfit in that mini arc, which I love. But also, there's like a scene in that mini arc where the Pharaoh, as they're playing, is just like punching stuff into a laptop. And I just think about that a lot. Just like the Pharaoh typing on a laptop. It's almost like that fucking meme of Goku and Gohan where it's like, Dad, you know how to do taxes? And Goku's like, don't tell your mother I know how to do this. Like... Dora. The Paradox Brothers were not interesting. Well, the Paradox Brothers were like... I don't even think the Paradox Brothers were evil. They were just, you know... They were basically...
They were paid.
Yeah, exactly. They're basically just professional duelists hired to stop kids from coming in a back door. And they couldn't even do that, honestly. So, hi, Zaid. Zaid, how surprised are you that you came into my stream when I was talking about Yu-Gi-Oh? A little? A lot? Also, why is my... There we go. What are you doing? Drill and delve. Well, we were just talking about labyrinth tank, so... I hope you had a good stream, Zaid. Welcome on in, Raiders. If you don't know me, I'm Cahill. I do art. Digging a hole. Dig a tunnel. Dig a tunnel. I would, you know...
I don't know.
There's a... But could you? There's already plenty of games about, like, surviving underground. One could say Minecraft's about that, and Minecraft is the biggest game ever made. I would love one that's, like, almost, like, more realistic, and, like, to some degree, like, creepier, yet, creepy cozy, that aesthetic, where, like, you're surviving underground, but it's somewhat realistic in that you're, like, having to put up supports, and, like, you know, really, like, making sure to take care of your tunnels and, like, plan stuff out, because shit might cave in, yada, yada, yada. I feel like a lot of times there's, like, a digging game. It's just like, I don't know, fucking move data to the side. We didn't bother coding in cave collapses. That sucks. Dagya. There's a lot of things I enjoyed about watching Digimon Adventure 02, among which is Armadimon, and then also watching the anniversary animation for Digimon and realizing that him and Iori are in fact in it, which is great for many reasons. I feel like among the reasons I have no interest in watching the Adventure reboot is not only the fact that Stealth would be upset literally the entire time we did it, but also I wouldn't even make it. I could just watch it by myself. but besides that, the reason I wouldn't do that is because
I think it's interesting. Like, I don't love it, but I would watch it if you wanted to, just out of curiosity.
If you want to, I'm down. Like, we could always do that after Beat Break, just as like, why not? You know. But also, there's no there's no O2 reboot, and I like O2, so I think the world becomes very interesting in O2.
You say that.
Oh? Stealth, are you telling me there's a reboot, dog? Yeah.
Yep.
Also, I don't know.
Digimon Adventure 02, the beginning.
Oh. I'm literally looking this up now. Did you? Oh, God.
Look up spoilers if we're gonna eventually watch it.
I'm not looking. O2, the beginning, 2023 film. There it is. I'm just gonna look at this poster to be like, well, that is Imperial Dramon. This is not a continuation because they all look older. Go on.
I mean, it's a continuation of the adventure story.
Oh,
but,
like the reboot adventure story? Or
oh, wait. Oh, okay, wait, you meant okay, I got confused, but I thought you meant Digimon Adventure Try. Never mind.
No.
You meant Digimon 2020.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm saying there's the adventure reboot, which is like tying everyone, and that was like 2020. And I forget if you've been like, you would watch.
I feel like that lost a lot of the spirit of the original.
Well, I also feel does that take place in like fictional 2020 in their world? Is it supposed to be like modern day and everything? Because I feel like you can't do that. It's like Digimon is like 90s retro tech and what have you. I feel like that's part of the on top of like the
I don't really know what was going on with the real world because you don't spend like any time there.
Well, I don't hate that, but regardless, I feel like
a big part of the original Digimon Adventure was whenever they go back and fight Vemdemon in the real world.
That's fair. And if they don't have that, then it's like, what's going on?
A completely different scenario, and one that I just ultimately don't like as much.
That's fair. But, so when you were talking about one you might watch, if I was curious,
just because it's interesting to think about.
So you would watch the reboot just because you're like, I don't know. See, we'll treat this as a what if scenario kind of thing, you're saying. But anyway, my point was, one of the reasons I'm not like amazingly interested in the reboot is because there's not an O2, and I think in the original Digimon continuity, O2 made the world a lot more interesting, and I liked it, so. It expanded upon what it meant to be a chosen child, and yada, so. Especially towards the latter half, where they're like, yeah, there's like 100 chosen children, because fucking there's Digimon everywhere, so.
There were hundreds of Hikari Goga incidents all around the world.
Some of them directly caused by tie in the gang, so. That being said, I think Tamers is like S tier. It's very good. I think part of it is in fact...
It is the prevailing view.
Yeah. I think part of it is informed by adventure, just because like that's a very light-hearted approach to it. But conversely, I do think just as a standalone series, it still works very well, so. I just realized something. Fucking Rio in Tamers, that's the guy Ken was hanging out with in O2, right? And I know we've talked about this before, but it just occurred to me that, like, he's literally in a flashback in O2, which is why you explained him to me in the first place, and then he shows up in Tamers, which is wild, so. What a weird guy, that Ken. Not Ken, Rio. Ken's Wormmon's guy. Even when Wormmon deserved better. We love Wormmon in this house, and if you don't, you can leave. Yeah. It's kind of weird, because I almost feel like I like a lot of the Adventure 1 kids more than the Adventure 02 kids, but I think that's part of what makes 02 special for me, is you see them in the future more, and their stuff gets expanded upon on top of these new characters, so. And also, anytime Tentomon showed up, I got happy, so. Tento-san.
Yeah, I think that you really ended up liking Daisuke and Vimon more than you thought you would.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. In some ways, they're both just like... they're both just slap-happy dummies to some degree. But also, there's nothing wrong with that to some degree. They're, they're well-meaning. They do their best, so... It's kind of hard to rank all the chosen children from Adventure in 02, because there's a fucking lot of them. So I probably wouldn't. Probably just be like, they're all good. They're good kids. What do you want from me? Yeah. I am excited when we did start Savers, and I'm excited to continue that. Because I was active. Savers came right after Tamers, right? Like, that was the next. They were like, it's Savers now, yeah, after Tamers came out.
I'm trying to think if it was that or Frontier.
We did this already. I'm not looking this up again. Regardless, it's kind of wild.
It's one of those.
Yeah. Savers is so, like, every episode I was afraid someone was going to die. Like, every moment was tense. I was sobbing at the end, and then Savers was actively very funny to watch. And that is some tonal whiplash, so I can get why Stealth or other Digimon fans might not rank it as high, because, especially if you're like, I like the dramatic, yeah, if you're like, I like the dramatic overarching story of a Tamers or of Adventure, then that's one thing. But Savers is just like, hey, goofy Agumon time. It's also funny saying that, because by all intents and purposes, Agumon from Adventure is the goofy one. Agumon in Savers actively got into a fight with a delinquent after escaping a government facility, and then decided that he would follow said delinquent after he beat his ass. So good times. And then Beat Break, which Stealth has continued to say continues to be good. So that'll be exciting.
It is.
Oh, what episode did we get to? Do you remember? I think it was right when we got to the baby place. Baby Sanctuary was last.
I think it was like 7 or 8.
Yeah. We got it. We didn't get into the double digits, but I keep forgetting. What's Red Panda Digimon named again?
Pristimon?
Gotcha. And what's its evolution named?
Wolvermon.
Ah, okay. I wanted to call it Tomboymon, but that's one of its attacks, which is wild too. So
Boy Blaze.
Yes. And you want to know Stealth? Don't. I'm putting you can't say what I'm about to say. Not even the wildest Digimon attack name we've heard. Some people, especially after talking about O2 so much, might know, but fucking truly wild. It's also because that's Magnemon's attack, right? Or is it
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I always want to go for War Greymon. Probably just because it's War Greymon, but... Seems like something he would do. Seems like some bullshit he would pull. Don't tell anyone. Willie is secretly hiding a ratatouille underneath his chef's hat. And if you're wondering, is that because there were just rats actively in the ship that he hid underneath his hat? Shut up.
What, are you a narc?
Honestly. Stealth, let me ask you something. Theoretical, removed from what we were just saying. You're eating in a restaurant, right? You're having a good time. And, you know, you're like halfway through your meal and you're like, I gotta go use the bathroom. So, you get up and you go. You pass the kitchen as you're going to the bathroom. When you stop and look through the window, distinctly in the kitchen, next to all the human chefs, you see a rat, a real-ass rat, which unmistakably picks up a bit of basil leaf and sprinkles it into a dish. What's your reaction?
Does he have a little chef hat?
No, well, he doesn't have a chef hat, but he has, like, the little, like, the line cook hat. So it's not the full, like, you know, stovetop, but it's a...
Okay, well, he's stabbed.
So you're saying you, without being informed beforehand by, like someone in your group or like any of the staff members, if you saw an animal preparing food, so long as it was wearing something denoting it as staff, you'd be okay with it?
Yeah, and then I saw it, like, unmistakably take an action that's culinary.
Not only have I recognized him as a working member of this establishment, he did a chef thing. So,
yeah,
right, that's fair.
I think I'm being reasonable here.
That's fair. Much more reasonable than if, like, it was just if you just saw a rat on a counter kind of hanging out next to some food.
Yeah, no, I probably informed them that it's there.
It was, regardless of what it's doing, if it's just hanging out, that's probably not okay, so...
Yeah.
That's also fair. Also, isn't Groundskeeper Willie a Simpsons character, Trom? Listen, I know what's going on about SpongeBob in a bunch of different cartoons, but I was never a Simpsons kid, so... Stealth, were you a Simpsons kid?
I like the Treehouse of Horrors.
Gotcha. Those are like the little... I almost want to say movies, because they're pretty high production, right? For their Halloween specials and everything. And I mean, they've kept... I know they keep doing them, despite, you know, fucking many years. I have no doubt there are things Simpsons has stopped doing over the years. Do I know what? No, but... Oh, that's not... Oh, that's very bad. Okay, we're good. Stealth, do you ever accidentally collapse reality?
I try not to.
That's polite of you. Yeah. I don't think have I ever talked... I don't think I've talked about this with my friends in Discord, let alone on stream. I'll talk about this now, because I'm not... Even as an adult, I'm like, I don't really care about South Park. I'm not, like, anti-South Park, but I'm not, like, watching it or anything. I don't know how much this informs that opinion. When I was a kid, and I mean when I was, like, 4 or 5, I lived in a house. I know, that's insane to believe. But I lived in a house, right? And in my childhood bedroom, there was my bed, because I was old enough to have that instead of a crib. There was my bed, and then across from it was the closet, right? So I'm laying in bed, across the room, directly across is the closet. You open up the closet and you have your standard kind of layout, right? You have the coat rack with stuff in it, stuff on it, and then a shelf above it with things stored over it. I don't know what happened to it, and I don't know where it is. And I don't know why he had it. For some reason, my father owned an incredibly large stuffed animal of Cartman from South Park, which he kept in the closet in my bedroom. So when you opened it at night, Cartman's big ass eyes and head would be staring out at you from the top of the closet. And I don't know if I've described this properly. That was incredibly scary for me as a child. And I never liked it when the closet was open. And you want to know something? I think I'm justified. And if that has left a sour taste about South Park in my mouth for the rest of my life, I think I'm okay with that. Because it was a crazy thing to have happened when I was a child. I don't think about it a lot, despite, you know, the passionate way I'm talking about it now, but...
You think about it enough? It
Exactly. Well, you would. Let me look up a picture of Cartman from South Park, and then I just start screaming as loud as possible in the mic. Yeah, because, like... Let me see.
I can go put my food up.
Have good food. I was going to share this with Stealth, but... yeah, it might be this one. It's one of these two I'm looking out at the 13-inch doll. Yeah, it's probably this one. Because the thing is, Cartman's eyes in the cartoon, especially because, you know, originally the cartoon was, like, legitimately, like, paper doll animation. So, like, they don't have really defined lines. And when you just Google the character, they're not too big. They were very large. They were very large and defined in this doll. And looking at some of the dolls that came up to in my search, that seems to be the case for some of them. Of like, they take up like a good third of his head, and they have a black outline around them. And again, I was a 5-year-old kid in a Disney family, so they knew what South Park is. I didn't. I just knew there was a creature with giant eyes in my closet. And, like, yeah, I knew it was a doll. That it doesn't make it better. Like, if I hang a rubber corpse in your room, and I'm like, don't worry, it's rubber, you're not going to be like, oh, okay, that's fine. Well, now that you've explained that it's a fake corpse, I can sleep. You'd probably be like, get that out of here. So, I'm not going to apologize to South Park. Or South Park fans. If I am biased because of that. We're all just going to have to learn to live in harmony while not talking to each other. Honestly, I think if people could learn that, things would be... things could have been better a long time ago. We'll all just sit here and not talk to each other until we die. I think that's a reasonable request. I feel like this is one reason I haven't really done night or like more indoor scenes in the comic, because kind of by necessity they require a lot more, like, I don't even want to say shading, because I wouldn't even say what I'm doing is shading right now, you know? It's just that I'm having to introduce a lot more Okay, I was literally gonna say I have to introduce a lot more black into the scene to infer shadow. And exactly. But fucking that's shading. Also, I didn't hear what the second word you said, so.
Why must Shadow infer?
Because he's the ultimate life form, and he doesn't, and he doesn't repeat himself. Stealth thought on the seminal GameCube classic Shadow the Hedgehog.
You get funny word.
It's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald. Ooh. I gotta wonder, and I haven't thought about this before. Super Mario, I should play that. I was telling Deja they should play that because it's a good game. Anyway, but fucking like Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, not so much the character, was kind of made because, you know, games were getting edgy back then with like Call of Duty and shit, and Sega was like, we could do that for sure. Do you think Sonic 06 was made out of that same like idea? Because they seem so different, right? But that's because like Sonic 06 is like bad, but it's still kind of edgy like that. So I think Shadow gets a gun in that. He probably gets a gun. Sega, what? No, he had like a laser. They used lasers in the Sonic movie for some reason. Laser. I have what's Metal Slug on my SNES. I have not played much of it. Those games are hard. So. And I'm just a casual. I'm not a professional. I'm not like Stealth. I'm not a professional gamer. I can't get a high score in Mario. That's all I can think of. Stealth, what's your favorite Mario game? Have I asked you this before? I don't know.
Sunshine or Galaxy, probably.
That's fair. I was thinking, so Mr. Barrel, and I don't know if you have any interest in rando Stealth, but Mr. Barrel does Mario 64 randos, which usually has it so that you start off with like running forward and jumping maybe, and then from there you like maybe can find like your moves basically whenever you get a star. So you'll get like the double jump or the triple jump or backwards or crouching, all that stuff. It occurred to me, because as far as my interest has gone, I was like, I don't know if that I'd have like, you know, if that would interest me much. I feel like Sunshine would make a much better rando, because you wouldn't have to do, one, there are unlockable moves in that game, and two, you don't need like a certain number of shines to get to the final boss. You need to get the 7th shine each time. So you could just make it that all the shines are rando, and then it's just like, well, just get the 7th one for each level. So maybe I'll do that one day, but I should probably replay Sunshine if I'm going to do that vanilla, because I've only played Sunshine once. So it's good though. I like enough Sunshine. Stealth, can you feel the sunshine? Stealth cannot feel the sunshine. He is dead. I will miss him. He will be missed. It was actually a pretty nice day today. And you know what helped with that? And no one came into my work and said, I hope you can get out and enjoy the nice weather. Why do people do that? That is such an insane thing. I don't know if I talked about this before. People need to stop doing that. don't go into a place of business and be like, it's so nice outside and you're not outside. I know you mean, fuck it. I know that's not what you're meaning to say, but like, it is very much what you're saying. So it's crazy. It's crazy how many people do that. Just non-stop fucking, oh, it's so nice outside, but you're not outside. Just every, I think there was like one day where like 3 different people came in and said that, at least. And that really drove it home to me. Of like, so many people say that. Why do they say that? What could it mean? Fuck. I would sing Trom, but I don't know what song you're referencing, so I apologies. But yeah. To some degree, it gets to a point where when someone says says those sentiments of like, I hope you get outside to enjoy the weather, it almost feels like to me they're saying, you have a nice family, it would be a shame if something happened to it. Like, that's what it feels like. Was that?
Oh my god, it would be a shame.
It would be such a shame. Oh my gosh.
God, something bad happening to your family? Oh.
Oh my god, Pig, what are you doing
Oh my
here?
gosh, what are you doing here? Pig, it's so nice outside. I hope you get outside to enjoy it. Please. Please get outside. Pig. Lord. Pig, I know.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Cahill, do you remember the era of, oh my god, what are you doing
I
here?
literally referenced that on football, like on Friday. I don't, of course I remember it.
Oh, Cahill, I appreciate the fact that you've fallen so far that you refer to the day of the week as football.
Well, no, because like
That's not falling.
exactly. I was saying
You've risen so far.
Because what I was saying is to stuff. I was saying last football, the event we reserve every Friday. I made that reference, and then I realized we are broadcasting to people. So for clarification, I said on Friday. And also, Trom, that is exactly why we call it football, because it is a day me and Stealth both look forward to. And a while back, I started being like, today is football. So, because today is football. But today is not football, it's Monday. We got like 4 days. I just want to get through the week. The weekend went okay, honestly, but I want a very slow weekend. And then also after this weekend is Mother's Day, which is like, I'll be doing stuff.
What is it?
It is. So. And it's like, I definitely don't have the worst. Some people have very bad associations with Mother's Day. I'm not like that, but I'm gonna be doing stuff. So. Literally one of my grandmas was already like, hey, I would like your help for Mother's Day. And I was like, that's fine. I will be tired. So.
I just have bad associations with being broke during Mother's Day.
That's well. Let me know. Pig. Not to say this on stream, but Pig. Whenever I respond to your stuff with like, let us know if we can do anything. It's not because I'm like running out of things to say or what have you. It's because
Oh no, I know it is entirely correct and sincere.
I'm literally, especially in modern day, I'm literally like, you and to some extent Juice, even though Juice isn't actively asking for help, they just need to know this. I'm actively trying to beat into your head. It's like, we all need to stick together. We all need help. Let me help you, you son of a bitch. Please let me help you. So.
God, I adore Juice. They're the most stubborn person on this planet.
Pig. Okay. Pig. Just in a lighthearted setting, and also, because I legitimately thought this was a good idea the other day. Can I pitch to you something I think, I don't know, might be fun, if nothing else, but also might be good for stream in a way that could get, like, could be used for fundraising and what have you?
Yeah, sure.
So you like an RPG, right?
I do.
Well, have you heard about the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV with a free with a free trial? I fucked it up already. You get what I'm saying. You play RPGs. Plenty of people watch you for RPGs already. Final Fantasy XIV is like the biggest RPG of all time. So, and I don't think have you ever played it? Oh, you could try it out on stream, and I'm sure if you did like some kind of subathon or something for that, you could literally do the free trial and be like, every however many subs I keep going, because there is no you might not know this, Pig. There is no limit on playtime for the trial for Final Fantasy XIV.
But surely it doesn't include like any of the expansions.
It includes the critically acclaimed expansion Heaven's Ward, and like 3 others. I forgot. I listen. I've been reading that a lot since the event, but fucking Lord, it's actually gotten too long to memorize. So it's gotten longer, if you can believe it. So
that's what she said.
Ah, my lord. Yeah. Also, I imagine to some degree, like, if nothing else, on top of the fact that I'm sure if you're like, I'm doing a fundraising, I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy XIV for the first time, yada yada yada. On top of all that, you'd probably just get a kick out of every time you're like, that's from Final Fantasy VIII! I swear that's from Final Fantasy... Because they definitely have that kind of shit in there, so...
Well, yeah, Triple Triad is in there.
That's about... I forgot if that was what it was, or if it was from, if it was the card game from 10. Because I played 10, and that also has a card game. No, that's 9. I'm thinking of 9. And I didn't finish 9.
Blitzball.
That is true. Blitzball is not as good, because I don't understand how it works, so...
The ball.
The ball.
Anyway, Final Fantasy VIII is also on the list for games to play this year.
Yeah.
I think my problem with wanting to do fundraising
Yeah.
is I get like in a stream if I'm lucky, and like I know Pyder's gonna give me money, and
Yeah.
like I appreciate it, and I know other people will, but like
Well, you say that, and I get that. But one, I was already saying that's why you make it an event. And also two, if you do something like a subathon, yada yada yada, those are the kinds of things that will, like, draw people in. Both, especially if you're playing something they like a Final Fantasy XIV, and my brain farted. And just because, like, you know, they get ridiculous, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you start out with your regular crew, but then people start coming in and say, wow, you've been streaming for a long time, you're playing a game I like, and like, you know, you have how long left to go? I'm gonna throw another sub in, ha ha ha, like that kind of stuff. So
that is theoretically true and not a terrible idea.
Yeah, and then also, like, I literally just saw a thing about a Polish stream of, like, you know, it's a Polish streamer. Like, can you name a Polish streamer? I can't. But it broke the record for most money raised in a charity stream with $60 million raised for a charity fundraiser.
I saw that.
Yes. And Pig, I want you...
I mean, my grandfather was Polish, so technically...
And I want to ask you something, Pig. Do you think that those guys get 4% of the population of Poland watching their stream every time? Or do you think it was for that specific stream they were doing, where they were doing a special event? Because, I don't know a lot about Poland, but if I had to guess myself, then...
I still don't think I'm gonna pull in those numbers.
No, probably not. But you know, Dreams, I was going to do this. Here's the thing, my brain is farting too much, because I was going to do the Superman dream speech. I can't remember that, so we're just going to...
I thought you were just going to say, don't let your dreams be memes.
I mean, that's not really... That doesn't fucking... You're on hard times right now, Pig. That's not... If someone says that to you, you have every right to just hit them. I give you full permission, so...
Okay, well, I just said it to me, so...
Alright, you could hit yourself whenever you felt like it. That's, you know, between you, yourself, and God, so... I literally saw a VTuber clip, and it was very funny. Very, very Markiplier adjacent, of like, I'm not a masochist, but you know, like sometimes pain feels good. And they're like, that is the definition of masochism. They're like, damn it. So,
That it's not, but that feels very Northern Lion.
no, yeah, it was. I think it was Crelly, who I don't know very well, but she's a cow. So.
As Doja Cat.
No, Doja Cat. Well, Doja Cat's song is about being a cow, but she is a cat. So.
I don't think she is. I mean, she explicitly says, "Bitch, I'm a cow." So like,
there are conflicting sources. So I don't think you can slice up peaches like this, but I'm going to anyway. So, Pig, let me ask you a question I asked Stealth not too long ago. So let's say you're out at a restaurant. Let's say with me, Cahill, right? And we're hanging out, we're having a good time and talking, and you're halfway through your meal. It's like a diner here in Jersey. So because
what am I having to drink?
You are having iced tea because that is what my parents always get. So you just got it because.
Okay, so I'm your dad in the scenario.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean that works out. I think that works out for both of us. Anyway, so fucking. So you was it thinking of? You're like halfway through your meal. It's a really good meal because that's Jersey diners, baby. They get some. A lot of them have good food. And you're like, I need to go to the bathroom. So you get up and you go to the bathroom. And as you pass the kitchen, you look in through the window and you distinctly see on a counter, not acknowledged by anyone else working there, a rat.
Famed actor Paul Giamatti?
No, a rat. Oops, it's a rat. It's wearing a little line cook hat. And you see it distinctly pick up some basil and sprinkle it into a dish. What would you do?
I would probably be shell-shocked. After which I would scream, "Ah, a rat!"
Okay, Stealth said it clearly works there,
Shit,
so he would
a
leave
rat.
it. Oh shit, a rat! So he would leave it alone. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
it clearly works. Like he did something culinary.
He did Pig. You can't deny that he did do something culinary.
So
Yes.
my brain immediately went to, what would I do in the real world if I saw a rat?
Yeah.
Which is my response. But rat in uniform?
Correct.
Rat in uniform? Putting basil? Realistically, is a rat who works
Fuck
in
you
this
say?
establishment?
That's what I'm saying. That's what we're both
I call
saying.
it basil. Just
I didn't.
I call it basil. I call the things that shoot water out of the ground geezers. This is just part of this is my heritage.
You're a user.
I was gonna ask, Peg. I was
Yeah.
also gonna ask you if you know about the Battle of
but-
Hastings,
but-
but oh, go on.
Yeah, 1066.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh, I got that right.
So here's the thing.
Yes.
This is an employee
Mm-hmm.
in a restaurant that I am currently enjoying eating. I think maybe I like just thumbs up and compliments to the chef.
It's a cool rat. Yeah. I
suddenly want to play. I want to play D&D, where two characters are. One is the rat and one is the person being ratatouille.
Oh shit. There. There's like, and like, you know, obviously it's like a DM sort of thing. There's never been a time, and I don't get to play a lot of D&D, and I've only watched so many things about it. I've never seen an instance of like a warlock and a patron where like it's cool.
The patron is the rat under the hat.
Well, that, but conversely, where it's like fun, basically, is what I'm saying. Where I'm like, oh, this seems like a fun dynamic to play with. It always seems like the patron is like, you know, very Faustian bargain sort of deal.
Well,
like
that's kind of that is like the definition of the way the warlock works. So I'm not saying you can't change it up, but like the way the warlock works is you get power in exchange
yes.
for what I say.
So like, I want something a bit more fun. So like, I mean, I get that, but like, I think you could have more fun with it. One thing I thought of, a character I thought would be cool to play with, is a warlock whose patron is a stack of papers it carries around with it. Now, this warlock looks in universe like a rubber hose cartoon character, and its patron, the stack of papers, is a flip book it is constantly flipping through and whispering things into the warlock's ear. So the patron isn't really a person doing like a entity in the world existing. It's like almost, it's more along the lines of like a cursed artifact that's doing loony things. So not malicious or what have, or even godlike, just very weird and off-putting. I don't know how many D&D, how many dungeon masters would be like, yeah, that's fun, or if they'd be like, no, it has to be a sexy devil that I get to play the sexy part of. So,
look, I was always a very, very permissive DM.
yeah.
If it is not explicitly forbidden by the rules, then it is implicitly allowed by the rules.
Yeah. I guess for my... Go on. I said, I guess for my...
Just like the...
You go.
First.
No, you. I insist you go. You're literally explaining D&D, which is the thing I was about...
Did you say incest?
No, I insist.
But yeah, so like in that case, that is technically a patron, as long as the warlock has duties that need to be fulfilled toward the patron. That is a patron. As long as the patron has some way to provide power to the warlock, that is a patron, and that is an acceptable relationship.
Yeah, for me, because this is what this is why I was like, you need to go first. My thing is like, I don't even necessarily want it to be like this big tug of war, like what nefarious thing is my patron up to, sort of situation. I want it to be that it's like fucking Looney Tunes, and that one, again, the fact that it's this ratty like stack of papers that keeps whispering things that no one else can hear is unsettling to everyone else in the party. And then two, what it's asking the warlock to do is inherently kind of inconvenient to everyone around, because it's asking it to do like Looney Tune shit of like tricking and messing with people. So like, again, not necessarily even nefarious, just very just like, this is upsetting. Like, stuff like that. And
that's fine. The only thing is, how does the stack of papers provide powers to the warlock?
If I had to like literally buff it out, I would say it's like this is literally something that like, if I had to make a backstory for the patron in this instance for a campaign, I would say it's almost like a thing that came from like between dimensions sort of deal. So like, not even necessarily this is a stack of Looney Tune cells from our reality, like the real world. It is more so like, this is something that reflects cartoons and like culture from the real world, and it's just, and like it existed in nebulous interspace until it fell into fantasy D&D world. So
higher dimensional artifact, perfectly good patron.
There we go. I try.
One of my favorite characters I ever played was in Max's campaign. Do you know the difference, Cahill, between a sorcerer and a wizard?
Is it that wizards use knowledge, right? They do book learning?
Yeah.
And then sorcerers, are they emotion or is it something else?
Your powers come from within.
Ah.
Yes. So, sorcerers have natural power. It can. It's typically like a birthright, but like whatever the source is. Sorcerers just are gifted with power. Wizards learn their magic.
Yeah.
My favorite ever character is a sorcerer who thinks he's a wizard. And he's at wizard school, and no, sorry, he wasn't a sorcerer. He is a warlock, because he found a
Cosmos?
magical tome.
There we go.
He's a pact of the tome warlock, and
He thinks he's just
found this
learning shit.
magical tome.
Yeah.
He's found this magical tome. He goes to wizard school, and he pisses off all of his teachers because he doesn't do any of the work properly. He casts a firebolt by shouting "Fire us, Balticus," and what pisses off his teachers is that it works.
That's very good.
He does everything wrong, but he gets the result because he thinks he's a wizard, but he's not.
That's definitely that's kind of the silly stuff I was talking about for sure. I think it's a little different because I think it's a different thing from Baldur's Gate. I believe I sent it to Stealth, but like one of the ideas I love and I think would be goofy is the idea of someone had their character and then their patron was their character, but they had a mustache on them. And I think that's very like more stuff like that is exactly what I want. So but speaking of what I want to end stream because I'm gonna go lay down in bed. So it is time to raid, and I shall raid Onsta because she's a good art lady.
Monster?
No, she dropped the Monsta.
Oh, she did.
Just like it's like Dunkin' Donuts, except her product isn't shit. So she's earned a rebrand. But anyway, I'm going to be back.
I do agree with you about Dunkin'. I am a Krispy Kreme boy.
There's like when I worked in the hospital, someone brought in like pastries from like a bakery, and one of them was a cheese Danish, and that was not enough people. One thing I'll do whenever someone brings in food for a place is like I will have one, and if I see people are not eating it over the day, I will keep taking more. And I must have had 4 of those cheese Danish things. They were so fucking good. They were ridiculously good. But anyway, I'm going to be back on Wednesday, not with a cheese Danish, but with art. So I hope to see everyone there. Goodbye.
Boy.
Bye.